Good morning. Good morning, good people. Got to wait. Okay, so we'll edit that out, right? Okay, cool. Good morning. Today is Saturday, January 4th, 2025, the first Saturday in 2025. And here we are. Good morning, Maticus Voon Atticus. Is it Voon Atticus or Von Atticus? I think it's Maticus Von Atticus. So here we are, the first Saturday of the year for the Seventh-day Adventists. This is the Sabbath. I'll talk more about that a little bit later. Sabbath, come and see is our theme for today. Come and see from John chapter 1, verse 39, I think. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. I have also self-promoted myself to Grand Admiral as well. Okay, you got to make sure to get those little ribbons, though, and medals. All right, so here we are. Theme of today is Come and See, John 1:39, on the first Saturday, Sabbath of the year. Our theme is Come and See. Let's see, what advice do we have from an 80-year-old? Advice from an 80-year-old. Okay, who stole the advice from an 80-year-old? Uh-oh. No, it's own a good stereo system. Own a good system. Own a good stereo system. Right. Why? Because music makes us feel good. It releases dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, maybe even endorphins. It releases neurochemicals that make us feel good. Música radical. Okay. Seth Godin. Boom. The system has fingerprints. What? Let's see if there's anything else before. Come and see. Okay, let's see what Seth has to say. It's short. The system has fingerprints. We all make mistakes. We all do things that we then realize weren't in our own interest or useful to the community. And so when Matt is thinking about doing something, he asks, what question? What question does Matt ask? Would an idiot do this? And if the answer is yes, then he won't do it. Good advice. It's Forrest Gump type advice there. If we do it a second time, it's worth taking a hard look at the system that had set us up for failure. How did the system get here? Who benefits? When we can see the system, we have a chance to fix it. Boom, ba. So that goes back to boom. Strategy. Part of this book, strategy. The key part of the book, strategy, Seth Godin's book, is to find the system that's operating now. Find the system you want to change because it's there and it's going to resist. It's going to fight back. Okay, what not a bebé, buenos dias. We need to make sure our security can fight fires and provide first aid. Good point. That's a good point. Would an idiot do that? Correct. Would an idiot do that? If the answer is yes, then what? Matt won't do it. Perfect. Okay, what not a bevy? What's happening there as we get ready to talk about the memo of today? Come and see John 1:39, because today is G.school. Saturday, G.school. Sunday, G.school. Monday through Friday, career services, where we focus on, Monday through Friday, we focus on physical, mental, and emotional. On Saturdays, we focus on spiritual things. And the spiritual thing today is come and see. Jesus said, come, where are you staying? Come and see. What are you all about? Come and see. This was in the context of a daily reading that had to do with how do you evangelize? You invite people to come and see. Versus, no, Satan. It kind of makes me think about how a lot of people who are Christians are afraid. They're afraid. Let's see, Maticus von Atticus, do you ever feel fear? Or what, not a bevy, do you ever feel fear? Joy in fasting and efficiency. Do you feel fear? I really don't, especially when it comes to spiritual matters. I do. When I was in the 5th grade, everybody in our science class had to memorize the 23rd Psalm. And I don't remember the whole thing, but yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Right? Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou setst a place before me in the presence of mine enemies. My cup runneth over, etc., etc., etc. Why feel fear? If you're walking in the protection of God, why feel fear? What's there to be afraid of? Mort? Is Mort out there somewhere? Is Mort out there either? I ain't never scared. Right, because Matt says checkmate. Checkmate. Beep. Well, this is the Sabbath. And out of respect for the Seventh-day Adventists who are Christians, and just like there's different trades in construction, there's a plumber, there's an electrician, there's a framer, there's a carpet layer. Just as there are different trades, there can be different types of Christians, right? If all believe Jesus is the Messiah and obey his commandments. So Seventh-day Adventists are Christians, and they believe Sabbath is that man cannot change it. That's man. It's the Antichrist. Okay, so I had breakfast with the priest from the Catholic Church because I had questions. I didn't have answers. I had questions. Come and see. I already know the answer, so I'm not gonna bother to ask questions. So I said, why do we not do the Sabbath? Answer number one, boom, right out of the gate. We're not Jews. We're not Jews. We're Christians. Sunday is the day of rest for Christians, according to everybody except perhaps the Seventh-day Adventists, certainly the Seventh-day Adventists, because it's the day that Jesus rose from the dead. Jesus rose on Sunday. Looks like I bit myself shaving again. Jesus rose on Sunday. That's why we signify Sunday. We're not changing the Sabbath per se. We're recognizing that the new covenant, Sunday is the important day. The resurrection is the important day for the day of rest, to honor the resurrection of Jesus. On Saturday, Jesus was in the tomb, not alive. Maybe his spirit was in the lake of fire or with Sheol or whatever. And it turns out there's a lot of reasoning behind why Sunday is the day of rest for all Christians other than Seventh-day Adventists and perhaps some others. But I choose to take Saturday as the, in quotes, Sabbath. It is the Sabbath, but to refrain. What? Why would you do that? I have my reasons. Come and see. Come and see. So, what day do you guys take as your day of rest? What, not a bevy? What do you take when you can? Because there are exceptions. We don't close all the hospitals. We don't do stuff like that. What, not a bevy? Sunday. How about you, Maticus von Atticus? Matt says every day. Every day is your day of rest. Every day for me, except for Saturday, now is I have that little engine, that little train that knows no rest, like Lincoln. I said that. You said what? You said what, Wada Bevy? Okay, so let us see. So I think the priest would say, yeah, if you want to take Saturday as your day of rest, good. But we're not doing it wrong. The rest of the Christians are not doing it wrong because they're recognizing the resurrection. They're not changing the Sabbath for some pagan thing. Jesus is the new covenant. We're recognizing his resurrection. That's all we're doing. We're not saying don't keep the Sabbath. We're just saying do it on Sunday. And I haven't done a lot of research. I haven't done any research on it. But you have a pretty small God if you say you can't change my commandments. What about murder? Okay, so without splitting hairs, I am keeping Saturday as the Sabbath. Come and see. So what is this about? Evangelizing. But I think it's a good thing when you're dealing with people who are doubters. So I'm thinking about shameless plug number 2, what if? Dealing with people who are not. In fact, I'm going to add on here to the last page. So after this, which is now on this side will say, come and see. Come and see. John 1:39. So what's going on there? So John the Baptist sees Jesus and he says, hey, there goes the Lamb of God. Some guys walk over, have a conversation with Jesus. Where you staying, man? Hey, man, where you staying? Got any reefer? Well, he probably didn't say that. But where are you staying? Come and see. Come and see. What's up? What up? Come and see. God commits numerous genocides in the Old Testament. Yes, God did, but he is allowed because this belongs to God. God created it. Do we belong to God? If we have a gift of life, no, we don't belong to God. We can choose that. But if our life is actually a gift from God, if you give somebody a gift, like I was given this gift, with the mushroom coffee-ish substance, which is actually very good. Does it still belong to her? Does it belong to she who gave it to me? I would say no. So if our life is a gift from God, then God does not own our life. Now we can choose to serve God. That's a different thing. And that would be honoring the gift, perhaps. You gave me the gift of this axe. I'm going to go out and chop down trees and build a temple for you. Okay, that's cool. Okay, then why did God create us if he knew we would piss him off? Right. That's the $1 million question. And you can go down the windy route of the standard Christian model. Because of this and that and these other things, and he made us imperfect and all that. Or you can take a step back and say something different, which is God is spirit, per the Bible. God is spirit. The creator is spirit. And they decided, what would it be like to be baryonic? What would it be like to experience being non-spirit? Hey, let's create this universe over here, what we call the universe. Let's create this thing, and we can experience vicariously, hyper-vicariously experience what it's like to be a supernova or just to be any type of matter. And we can experience the unfolding of the universe over 13.8 billion years. And then we can experience, God is in all things, we can experience what it is like to be a rock or a living organism, or to experience what it's to be inside a creature, an animal. Hey, how about a human? Hey, how about if we take it to the next level and say, how about becoming incarnate? Instead of just experiencing it vicariously, how about if we come down incarnate and we teach the people what they need to do to join us, to become back to being spirit? How about that? So the point would be, the Creator is experiencing what it is like to be matter. And the one thing an omniscient, omnipresent, omnivorous God can't do is experience being a creation until the creation is created. You can't experience being a supernova until the supernova occurs. If you try to say, yes, you can, we just don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. You can't have experienced a thing until the thing has happened. Okay, 1644 in. Why did God create us if he knew we would piss him off? Why would God here's a better one. Why would God sacrifice his son to atone for the people's sins, and the people continue to sin? Nothing changed. Well, he's atoning for the sins of people past, present, and future. All of their sins are taken away, and they're going to keep sinning. Okay. Heresy. I can see the people in school now. You're a heretic. You're like Abelard. We're going to run you out of town on a rail, tar you and feather you, and run you out of town on a rail. To which candidate Lincoln said what, Matt, when he got the people of the little town so upset? Might have been talking anti-slavery in a town that lacks slaves, or maybe a town that lacks Stephen Douglas. And they said, let's tar this guy and feather him and run him out of town on a rail. And Lincoln said, well, if it wasn't for the honor of the thing, I prefer to walk. Right. Okay. So it's 18 minutes in. Got to get on the Peloton. Big day. Got to finish the rural jails 6-page narrative. Got to have that with me just in case. Not working today. It's the Sabbath, honoring the Lord. Bink. Okay. Is this working? Well, I would revert to Jesus saying, the Sabbath was made for men. Man was not made for the Sabbath. As the Pharisees were once again trying to trap him because his people were eating grain off the stalks on a Saturday because they were hungry. Hungry. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you once again for being there. What not a bevy? Are you working today? Bink, bonk, boonk. I work and rest. That sounds like one of the Seven Dwarfs, a song that they would be singing as they're marching along. I work and rest, I work and rest, I work and rest, I rest and work, I work and rest. Hi-ho, away we go. Hi-ho, a merry-o, I work and rest, I work and rest. All right, so with that, we're going to say and cut.